We have another Claudia Jordan clip to react to on the panel on Carlos King's show. And oh boy, y'all, it is absolutely bad. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So today we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 17 postseason, because the viral clips that are going from Carlos King's panel with Claudia Jordan, Blue, and Dusted are going viral everywhere. Everybody's got their own take on it, all of this, all of that. And we got to, before we get into that, seeing how much vitriol and hatred Claudia Jordan has for Porsha, that she can't even give an unbiased opinion, reminded me of this. Because remember, Claudia said that her real issue with Porsha is from over a decade ago, is about a man that may or may have not been friends with benefits with Porsha, because for all intents and purposes, when has Porsha claimed this man or brought him on to Real Housewives of Atlanta as a significant other? But it was a double date in which I believe the other gentleman also had eyes for Porsha. And Claudia didn't like the comment that Porsha's like, listen, look at here, I can upgrade with this dude as well. You know what I'm saying? I can get any dude I want. Right? And I felt like that energy with Claudia, she was off her since then. She was off her since then. And it doesn't matter how many times y'all call Porsha an SLUT or a liar. She is out here pulling Neil, the men and the women. You know what I'm saying? She is out here pulling them, and y'all can't take it. And it reminded me of this clip. I don't know if y'all ever saw the show, you guys. I don't know if y'all ever saw the show. This show came out a few years ago called Stars on Mars. But I want y'all to look at this interaction between Porsha and Lance Armstrong, as well as former NFL player Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, hello.
Whoa.
Wow. It's still wet.
Turn around. How'd that work?
It's my natural hair. You like it?
I like it a lot. No, I'm freaked out. I love it. I would have bet my life that was your hair.
I have a lot more of me.
This is why the girls are mad. This is why the people are mad. I believe this is the energy. You know what I'm saying? When Porsha, she exudes this feminine energy, and she knew what she was doing. So it looks like, Porsha took off the extension. She took off the go naked hair and said her hair was still wet or whatever else. She knew what she was doing. But Lance, why are you asking Porsha to turn around? Why are you asking Porsha to twirl when you can clearly see her short hair face to face? And then Lance talking about how that worked. And then you got Marshawn Lynch mouthing in the background how that worked. They both low-key were checking her out. But this is the type of feminine energy, the kind of confidence that Porsha has around these men out here. You know what I'm saying? And then she tries to play it off like, oh me. You know what I'm saying? It's just my natural hair. You know what I'm saying? Porsha knows this. Porsha knows this. And that's why y'all really mad, because this is the energy that she gives off, and these men get drawn in, married or single. So I just wanted to show y'all that clip, because when I was thinking of Claudia Jordan's haterade, you know what I'm saying, from Monday, I immediately thought back to this clip from this show, Stars on Mars, back in 2023. Now, there is another clip, like I said at the beginning of this video, that came before the clips that we talked about yesterday, in which Claudia Jordan was cutting off Blue refused to accept Blue's opinion and her take on the Porsha of it all, because I peeped what Claudia was trying to do. She's trying to make this moment about Shamia's lost embryo. She's trying to make it about Porsha and whether Porsha should have said something or not, right? But we're going to get into what was said, and we're going to do it how we do it. And I've got some thoughts, because I feel like the way Claudia went after Blue was unnecessary. And it reminded me of the way she also went after Pinky, which was also unnecessary. So let's take a watch and listen.
Oh, poor baby.
It was a debate on social media whether or not Porsha should have offered condolences to Shamia in this moment because all the other women did. Starting with you, Blue, do you think Porsha should have said something in regards to what happened? It was a big debate on social media that was divided.
If someone's dead to me, I owe them nothing. Like, respectfully, I was moved to, like, I got emotional watching what Shamia was going through. It broke my heart for her. I 1,000% believe that the pressure was not put on her. It was something she sincerely wanted to do for her partner. I have many friends who are from his same culture who have told me, like, hey, I watched the show. I don't think y'all understand where we're from. It doesn't matter what he says. Culturally speaking, the family wants that. You know what I mean? So there's some implied cultural norms that Shamia probably picked up on and took on herself because she knew what it would mean to not just him, but his family. You know what I mean? So my heart 1,000% goes out to Shamia in every way possible. Like, it's bigger than the show even, right? So there's no joke around that. And if you talk about my mother crazy, you're dead to me. And I don't owe you shit. And so those two things can coexist. Don't virtue signal after you've crossed certain lines with me. Because if you cross the line, you don't get to tell me how to cross back over it. So I don't think Porsha owes her anything because her should be talking to a ghost. And I do think everybody else having that moment with her made total sense. But yeah, if you ever hear that somebody's done something dirty to me that involves my mother of all people, none of y'all better tell me I should have said shit to them. Personally.
And right here is where I agree with Blue on this topic. Is that, listen, look at here. Nobody's taking away or diminishing the fact that Shamia lost this embryo, right? But also, when this was presented to us starting from last season, Shamia made this to make it seem as though this is the end-all be-all to give Gerald this son, to give him this heir and everything else, that was very important and all of this and all of that. And this was the last male embryo and all of this and all of that. And it did not work out. It did not work out. There was a miscarriage, everything else, right? So ultimately that happened, right? But it's interesting. Somebody brought up in the comments yesterday that Shamia's been known about this for at least a few months, right? Because and I'm talking prior to the reunion, even filming, but still was on a press tour about other nonsense, trying to bring hate trains towards Porsha. So ultimately, though, I agree with Blue. If we're not dealing with each other, if we're not feeling each other, whatever the case might be, you went too far, not only against my mom, but you also brought my daughter into this as well, trying to sneak around and have my ex-fiance bring my daughter around yours, knowing that your entire family hates Porsha's guts and is obsessed with Porsha and could potentially be poisoning the child with some of the things that y'all saying. And that's just not, it's not going to be acceptable, right? So ultimately, they feel as though Porsha didn't owe Shamia anything in that moment. And it's not to say that just because she was silent that she didn't feel empathy for her or wasn't sympathetic for her. But remember when it was K. Michelle, and K. Michelle had her issue, right? And Porsha brought up a miscarriage, and y'all went to town on Porsha. So Porsha is D-A-M-N-E-D if she does, and D-A-M-N-E-D if she doesn't. But I still stand on the fact although Porsha didn't say anything, she did look concerned. She did look upset for Shamea, but she stood there stoic. She did not give any facial expression. She didn't give any comments. And unless there's a deleted scene where Andy Cohen went one by one to each and every single lady, we're never going to know what was or wasn't said. But what you do know, Porsha was not messy or negative. It was just a non-reaction that y'all can use against her. But Claudia has found a way to make it against Porsha. Let's continue.
Dustin?
Yeah, I agree with Blue 100% on this. I think it was actually respectful of Porsha to not say anything, right? Because obviously, like, she went on to speak on later. She sees the endearing eyes as Shamea looks at parts of their friendship and the memories of their friendship with. The best thing, after the things that they've said and done to each other, said about each other and done to each other, the proper thing to do was for Porsha to do what the gay people call keep it cute. And that's exactly what she did. You know what I'm saying? She sat there, didn't have anything to say. She wasn't disrespectful, and she just moved. She just minded hers. And a lot of more people need to do that. The world would be a better place. So I thought both ladies handled that situation well.
Yeah. Hearts,
Claudia?
prayers to Shamea for real though. My God.
Yes.
That's heartbreaking.
I disagree. It's called being an adult and having a soul and having listen, the negative of Porsha and Shamea is a drop in the bucket compared to the years of friendship that they were friends.
It's interesting seeing this portion of the clip, you guys, compared to yesterday's clips where Claudia made Blue's opinion the end-all be-all for the disagreement, but Dustin also agrees with Blue's sentiments, and Claudia had no smoke for Dustin. I'm peeping that, and I don't know if y'all peep that as well. But it's interesting, Claudia wants to make this about the years of friendship that Shamea and Porsha had. But let me ask you this. If you have years of friendship with somebody and y'all have a falling out, are you going to bring up that person's family, that person's parents, that person's children, and all of this and all of that to escalate the falling out? Are you going to talk behind that former friend's back to ops, to other people who don't like them or don't see it for them, or other mutuals that are going to run it back? Are you going to show text messages that are supposed to be personal and private between the two of y'all to other people who have been on a TV show for 5 minutes to try to victimize yourself and try to justify foolishness? Is it, if this was really your longtime friend, are you going to continue to bring up issues from 10, 20, 30 years ago that y'all thought y'all resolved? Alleged issues between y'all mamas that we thought, at least, it appeared at least as of a couple of years ago, it looked like y'all moms were fine being in the same room with each other. So all of that is fine because it was against Porsha. It was an attempt to slander Porsha. It was an attempt to try to get Porsha to come out of her body, to come out and start knuck if you bucking. Because I feel like there has been this attempt ever since Shamea has gotten this peach to take down Porsha 2 seasons in a row. And Kelly has been the main pit bull these past 2 seasons. Y'all can't let this go. Y'all can't let go of the fact that the Porsha from yesteryears, when Shamea was a friend of, is not the same Porsha these last 2 seasons. And y'all can't figure it out how to take her down. And as a result, y'all ignore all of the madness that is going on in y'all lives. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work with the Shamea alliance last season, and it's not working this season, where Shamea thought that she had a heavy hitter in K. Michelle that was going to do her dirty work. Shamea wants a candy-coated clique so bad. Shamia wants her family put on so bad, like Candy's family was put on this show. And the math is just not mathing. You have not given us enough as a housewife, as a page holder, to demand such things. You are trying to copy and paste everything previous housewives have already done on the show. Kelly and Pinky are trying to bring up old reads and old drags from previous seasons on this show and previous reunions, like the fans that you are. But ultimately, we don't know y'all. We don't know y'all because the one-sided beef that y'all have with Porsha and Pinky's one-sided thing that she has with Phaedra is not allowing y'all to prosper. It's not allowing y'all to see success. And then for Claudia to call Porsha soulless, I think that is a little bit dramatic. I think that is a little bit excessive and it is unnecessary. Let that have been Kenya. Let this be your friend Kenya that this happened to, Claudia Jordan. And I bet y'all would have the same take that many of us have, which is Porsha, it wasn't her place to respond. Because if she would have responded, y'all would have called her fake and phony. If Porsha would have responded, y'all would have called her fake and phony and performative. And so now that she hasn't responded, now she's a mean girl. Now she's this, now she's that. Let me guess. If Shamia comes back, she's going to make this the storyline. Well, why didn't Porsha, say anything? I wanted her to say. Please. After just what happened with the K. Michelle thing, when Porsha did try to say something and got trampled on, let's be for real. Let's be for real. I just don't like that Claudia is desperately trying to make this moment about Porsha. It should have just been about condolences to Shamia. And there's other opportunities. If Gerald still wants this son, there's adoption. There's another attempt, if she's out of embryos, to do that whole fertility process again, even though it's going to take a toll on Shamia and her body. You know what I'm saying? But there's adoption. There's other avenues that could still take place if Gerald desperately wants this son. And we know Shamia does not want to carry again because of all the complications that she had previously. But I still stand on the fact Shamia has 2 kids at home. She has 2 daughters. She's never at home. She is everywhere but home. She is desperate to be a reality TV star. She is desperate for this fame, and she doesn't care about destroying an alleged childhood friendship. She doesn't care about the destruction of her own family and whatever bullets get hit to her family and the desperation of this fame. And if she comes back another season expecting SHIT to be sweet, she's going to be in for a rude awakening because K. Michelle's going to be coming for her. And potentially Porsha as well. And potentially Angela Oakley. And Drew's going to have some stuff to settle with Shamia. She's playing nice for Neil. But Drew already said in that radio interview yesterday that we talked about on V103 that Shamia is in desperation mode to keep this peach. And also said that her and Kelly are always trying to look for a viral moment instead of being themselves, instead of being genuine. And they both go below the belt. And Shamia doesn't remember all of the lies that she tells. She never takes accountability for anything. There had been so many flashback clips of things that came directly out of Shamia's mouth, and she wants to play like she has no clue what anybody's talking about. No. You are right there on the Jumbotron. Why can't you own the things that you say? Why can't you own the things that you say, and then you want to sit here on this platform and play victim? Absolutely not. So ultimately, hopefully this is it for this video, for this ongoing debate and everything else. But I just feel like, Claudia Jordan, this is the wrong road. This is the wrong road. It really just needed to be about Shamea. Condolences to Shamea. Keep it moving. But turning it into this whole thing, you've made this all about Porsha now, and it's really insane. I did see that Porsha's sister, Lauren, you know what I'm saying, basically said, thanks, Blue. Basically said, thanks, Blue. You understand what the perspective is. You understand, you know what I'm saying? And that's it, and that's all. Claudia's opinion on this is flat out wrong, and perhaps take a step back and evaluate everything that's happened, and not just the fact that you're cool with Shamea and that you prefer Shamea over Porsha, that you just think Porsha's the devil. That you just think Porsha is the devil and this terrible person. That you can't see it from her side. But I bet you if somebody did this to Kenya, you would see Kenya's side. If somebody did this to Candy, you would see Candy's side. But if this happened to Phaedra or Nene or Porsha, all bets are off. You don't care. They have to go over and continue to coddle and suck up to Shamea. No. Only for y'all to turn around and then try to call them fake. Absolutely not. So, anyways, that is it for this video. I need y'all to do me the biggest favor. I need y'all to do y'all biggest one. And that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. Hype the video like you've never hyped a video before in your life. There is that. That is it. That is all. It's Total Says Final. It's Benito. Is he on the road? Is he on the line for this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.